Well, ladies and gentlemen, another day for Kenji's World. Here we are. Thank you so much for joining us. Wish I had some music. I'm still figuring out this whole configuration right now. I'm still trying to understand if I can put some video at the front. I'd love to have some things like an opening track, little music video, little Kenji's World that happens. I don't know. One day when it's all running up, when it's happening a little bit more. Maybe seriously, who knows? I actually don't care. Today was more of a reflection of how much I really need this, as in for myself. I just need a place where I can be me. There's so many structures out there, and I'm very happy with where I'm moving in the business world, but I can't deny that I'm a creative. I like to express myself freely in some sort of medium. Obviously, I pick up the guitar, I play it, I sing, I learn to use my voice. Oh, by the way, I've landed a role on a TV show today. Pew! Happy days. Thank you. I thought it was for a commercial that I auditioned for, that my agent was calling me for, but it's actually a TV show. I won't mention it just yet because you don't know what happens in this entertainment industry. Sometimes it goes straight from underneath you, or it doesn't work out. But when it starts coming out or come closer to date, I'll let you know. Stay on track. Watch the stories at Kenji's World. But I don't even know what I was talking about. But I was just going to say that, yeah, I need this as a creative person. I think this is important. When I watch it back, it also makes me wonder, what do I talk about? What do I discuss? It's a great reflective practice. I'd recommend people just doing it. I've always been scared of doing this as well. Yeah, there's been a lot of fear. I think of a lot of things, and watching the nature of cancel culture, or people saying something on a video clip and that just becoming a soundbite and ruining someone's career or making something difficult, I don't know, did worry me, as obviously I go into the acting industry. I used to be so scared that if I had said something, maybe a production or a production company wouldn't like what I would say as a person, so they would say, ooh, we can't hire Kenji, yada yada yada. So I had all those worries, or job prospects in the future. Even now I can think, oh, does this company, what if I say something that they don't want to be associated with, etc. I am so tired of it. I'm so over it, of being worried about all that stuff. So over it. Really tired. And today was a great day. I got that role in the TV show, and I saw this theme coming around as my girlfriend was listening to one of her favorite astrologers talking about the theme. At the moment, I think of the moon cycles and everything. But I felt it today when my agent called me, super stoked to tell me about this role that I booked. And there was this initial part of me that always pulls back or restrains excitement. Not always, but it's the self that is the adult that's been through stuff, that's gone through trauma, that's gone through human things, right? It creates a defense mechanism so don't get overly too excited about something, or like I say, you don't know what happens in the industry. And I'm not just saying the industry, but as above, so below, as below, so above, what happens in life. Things happen, and things can get taken away, things change, expectation versus reality. And we can start to create defense mechanisms, we can create structures in our mind that hold us back from really being able to experience life because of the fear. Like we talked about earlier, the control that we want to have in life. But today, I felt it, and I thought, mate, allow yourself to celebrate. Celebrate, raise your hands up high, whoop, 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 be excited. Because look, if it lets you down in the future, it's a bummer. I was excited, but that's a bummer. Experience that part of it. And it's not getting caught up in it, obviously. Stay centered, stay centered. Stay with yourself. Don't let it get lost. I love what my Kung Fu teacher, Shifu, would say. He said, Kenji, it's okay to be sad, right? Feel life, but don't fall into despair. It's just never worth it. not that it took me some time, but despair, this falling into this pit. I can understand how it can happen. Human beings, we can spiral, and now with all this Instagram and stories, I don't even know if I'm helping with these videos realistically. I might be feeding the loop that is not good. I hope I can have some conversations that are meaningful, but I can understand the YouTube, the stories, all that stuff can feed that psychological loop down the rabbit hole. And it's like you've just taken drugs, or you come back to this moment, you're like, my God, where have I been? And you mentally left your body in a sense, and you're not embodied anymore. So I can understand the spiraling, and the spiraling is a world of its own. And I remember one time when I was tripping, I'd taken acid, and I got so lost in my mind. I lived a life in there. I lived a whole life in my mind. And I became old, and I wasn't a happy old man because of where I was at that time in my life. I remember coming to, and I saw myself in this body again, but I was so disassociated from that person. That person that my mind had just created to the person of who I was, and I had no idea, and it freaked the hell out of me. Now that's an extreme case, but on the micro case, how lost do we get in our thoughts? How far deep down do we go in rabbit holes of our personal stories, of that personal narrative, and a narrative that creates stories, and next thing you know, it's a story within a story within a story that you're caught up in, and you're so far removed from reality and from the simple, joyful experience of life. So today was that theme of accept your life. Not just accept your life, but accept being happy. Accept owning yourself. Accept what's going on. Be okay with it. Put the past aside. Make peace with it. I think that's really important. Making peace with your past. Putting it in a place so that you've reflected how it got you here. You give thanks for what it brought you. And from here on out, you're gonna do the best that you can every single day. And we all make mistakes. Hey, guilty of it. And mistakes is just being caught up in something, but how quickly can we come back? How quickly can we come back to center, to the genuine self, the real self? How do we express that real self? Once again, Kenji's gonna say, what's your practice? What's your practice? What's your practice? What do you do? Connecting with breath. We talked about breath work, but to me breath work is not just breath work. It's connecting to that so that you can be an authentic self, and using your voice is so important. This is why I love this. Using your voice is really, really important. Sing a song, write some poetry and express that poetry. Say it somewhere. Toastmasters, stand up, whatever. Have a gig. Play music for your parents and your family. Do something that expresses using your voice. Right? And it's owning that self-expression. Oh, what a wonderful gift it is. Oh. What a wonderful gift to be alive and to be here and to be able to feel the human experience. We're a soul, a spirit brought here, gifted this divine experience by the totality. Call it whatever you want. By this grand creation. The great mind has sent you as an individual to live out and fulfill a wonderful journey, a wonderful destiny, a wonderful pathway that is so uniquely you. And only you can walk that path. Only you can be you. And it's reminded to me, as above so below, as how the external speaks to me. In the world of business, I'm going into the world of business. Marketing, branding, messaging. You start to think about these things. That lexicon jargon starts coming into your life, and I start looking around. Everywhere. There is a brand, there is a product, there is a messaging, there's marketing, billboards. Every single person is out there selling what they're trying to sell. And it's a tough world. And you can fall into the trap of thinking, there's so many products, so many this, who am I? This is that imposter syndrome. You don't feel like you're worthy, or you don't feel like you could bring something unique. Or if you do bring something unique, you may wonder, how could I in such a big pool? But it's kind of a point where there's so much info now. I think 50, 60, 100 years ago, there's information going around the place. Nothing like right now. And it requires a certain level of putting blinkers on, like the horses, and just not looking for a little bit, and just really hunkering down and knuckling in and figuring out what it is that you can do, what you're able in your sphere of influence. Serenity prayer, right? What's in my control? What's outside of my control? May I know? May I have the wisdom to discern between the two and have serenity within that? So, own the self, be happy, be merry, enjoy. I understand that there's so much history that we carry with us, but enjoy. There's so much goodness in life. There's so much things that we can really relish in this moment. I'm looking down at my input, and I'm so sorry if I've just been blasting you with my microphone. It's just, I feel like I'm hearing it proper in here. But that was today. I felt great, feeling great, and really happy that even this, it's been a big day. When will I get time for Kenji's World? There's a part of me that wants to drop consistency, or I think I may not because of blah blah blah. How do you pick it up? How do you do it? How do you stay motivated, or not even motivated? How do you create systems? That's a conversation for another day. But how are you molding your environment to make the good decision, the decision that serves you most, the easy choice? How do you do that? How do you set things up? Prepared environment, Montessori stuff. James Clear, Atomic Habits, check it out. I believe it's free on Spotify. Really great listen. But how do you set it up so that you can be the best you? You don't rise to your potential or whatever James Clear says, but you fall to the level of your systems. And those systems are not there to have a rigid, structured life, to just live in a box, but they're there to support you, to support the best life, to support the best you that you can be, which is what I'm really starting to understand more and more. What are your habits? Morning routine, nighttime routines. What are these cycles looking like? What do you need to grow and be great? Sodi. Every day, hydration salts. Get amongst it, man. Really great. I'm not sponsored by it. Sodi, hit me up for sponsorship deal, partnership deal. Electrolytes, always remember, water retention, not just water consumption. So I shan't bore you for too long. That's Kenji's World. Enough for today. Remember, only you can be you. Only you can really thrive. And only you have the gift that you are able to give to this world. Something so unique, something so special. So never forget. Be wonderful. Shine. Don't be afraid to shine. I'll share something that we already know, but I love the poem. So keep shining, be great, and Kenji will be back here again tomorrow. I'm on the road, I'm out and about, so it may be not as clean as today. Oh, I might not have my crypto prices as well. Bitcoin is fluctuating, man. Like, I don't want to go too deep. It's fluctuating, it's sitting at 60. Trying to figure out when I can buy back in capital, etc., etc. As above, so below. It seems to reflect where my liquidity is. As it increases, seeing Bitcoin is following, I don't know, energy, connection into relationships. How interesting. Be you, be great, have fun, be love, and I shall